Hello and welcome to Master Jacko. It's my second live video. So this video is all about protractors, compasses. I can see people have already commented. Reality Royal. Nice to see you on here. So it's good to get a few more people and hopefully we'll all learn something as well. Right then. So we'll start off Day's questions first. I'm going to be using protractors, compasses. Make sure your compass, if you need to, you don't want a loose compass because that is really not going to help, okay? You want to screwdriver and tighten it, and then it should be like this. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. And you want a nice sharp pencil. So let's get to it. Right, so first one, in a space below, draw an angle of 60 degrees. The question going to start off pretty straightforward. I'll zoom in a little bit more there. They're going to start off quite straightforward with the questions, and they will go slightly more difficult as we go on. Right. Yeah, we need to make sure we don't stab ourselves with compasses, okay? Try our best not to. Right. An angle of 60 degrees. That is what we're going for first. If you didn't know, that is an acute angle because it's less than 90. So it should look something like this. If it's not, then we know we've gone wrong. Okay. So all we do, draw a straight line. It's not give us any specific instructions of how long this line needs to be. Okay. It's just drawing an angle. So put our compass point here. Those that are into gaming, you can imagine this is like a bit of a crosshair, like a shooting game. You want that to be right there. You can see it's all nice and level. Okay, so you always start on 0. People always ask, am I doing inside or outside? Yeah, inside the protractor or outside? I always say, as long as there's 0, you don't start at 180. You always start at 0. 0, follow it round to 60, mark off 60, and then just join it up. And that's it. And that is a 60-degree angle. Nice and easy. That's what the easiest this can be. Right, next one. This time it's 110 degrees. Now that is... right, this is just laughing at the comments there are coming up. So 110 degrees, this is an obtuse angle because it's more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. It's obtuse, and it should look something like this. Yeah. Right. So draw this. You draw our straight line. And then quite conveniently, I'm doing a lot of this for my class at the minute. Protractors are coming, so I've just finished it. So it should be fresh in their heads if any of my students are watching. Start at 0, follow it right the way around to 110. And then like so. And that is 110 degrees. Yeah. Right. So 110 degrees, and it's obtuse angle, acute. So, right. This one, all it's asking us this time is just measure. All you do is move your protractor here and line it up. And this one on 0. So remember, start at 0. So this time we're using the outside number. Start at 0, follow it round. And that is roughly, depending on you say it, it's about 59, 60 degrees. Okay. So if you put 59 or 60, that'll be absolutely fine. In an exam, you're allowed a couple of degrees either way. So you could put 57 or 62. That'll be fine because every compass, it can be slightly different and slightly out. Right, there you quite straightforward questions on angles using a protractor. All right, let's step it up a little bit more. So this time, it wants us to draw an angle of 225. If you've got a protractor with you now, maybe try and draw it before I do it. However, with our protractor, it only goes up to 180 degrees. So how are we going to draw a 225 degree angle when it only goes up to 180? However, what we can do is we know that all the angles in a circle add up to 360 degrees. So then we can take that away. So do 360 minus 225. And that will get us 135 degrees. So then we'll draw a 135 degree angle, and that will then get us this. And watch. So as we did before, draw a line, and then go from 0 all the way around to 135. And then like so. And then we know that is 135. However, we know this one here, which is the one we really want, will be 225 degrees. Yeah. And that, because it's more than 180 degrees, we know that is a reflex angle. Yeah, because it's more than 180 degrees. This is the reflex one. Okay. Right. Because you may get asked in an exam, draw it and then state what type of angle it is. Right then. And conveniently, our next angle says measure the reflex angle. Let's have a look. So, because it's a reflex angle, we know it's going to be greater than 180 degrees. Yeah, so we know it should be greater than that. Obviously, like before, our protractor only goes up to 180. So we physically can't measure that with this. However, we can measure this one. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll measure this one. And then we can see this one is 80 degrees. 0 all the way around 80 degrees. So we've still not got it yet, the answer. But we do know angles in a circle make 360 degrees. So all we do is do this, take away this, and that will give us 280 degrees. Yeah, so we know this angle here is 280 degrees. And that's it. That's that one. So that's a lot of measuring and drawing angles. Now we'll step it up a little bit more and apply those skills in another way. So now we've gone on to our drawing triangles. At the minute, we need our ruler and protractor, and soon we'll do ones involving a compass. So it's a ruler, and we'll draw. I always draw the base side first. Okay, so 8.2. Go straight down here to 8.2 centimeters. Can you see there in the camera? 8.2, which is around there. You need to make sure you're really accurate as well. Okay, try not to rush it. So 8.2, and measure it as you go. Yeah, 8.2 degrees. And then now 75, we're going to draw that angle next. So protractor, just as before, up to here, start at 0, follow it round to 75 degrees. Just right there. Now this time, it wants us to measure 6.5. So I'm going to do this side here as 6.5 centimeters. Same with our ruler. Right here, I'm going to go all the way up to 6.5 centimeters there. Yeah, and that angle there will be 75 degrees. And then it doesn't give us this dimension, but we can still draw this side on because we want to draw a triangle. So we just join up the sides like so. And that is it. This is called accurately drawing a triangle, okay, to scale. We're not just sketching where you're just doing where it's not accurate. This is accurately drawing using these exact measurements and degrees. Right, next one. Similar. So this is called a side angle side. Yeah, so those that are looking at congruent triangles, we refer to this as side angle side. Or an easy way to think of it, SAS. Like SAS, who dares wins the program. Yeah, side, angle, side, because the information we're given is a side, an angle, and a side. Nice and easy. Right, next one. So using this little bit just said here, we can now apply that to this one. But this time we're given angle, side, angle. So we're given an angle, a side, and an angle. Or ASA for short. In an exam, you can just put ASA or SAS. You don't have to write the full words like I've done, but just for learning. Right, same again. Do the bottom one first, 7.8. So draw a 7.8 centimeter line. Right there. Label it as you go, because that way it's easier to keep track of what's going on. And then protractor here. And then 0 all the way around to 70 degrees. This time we're not given a side length. So for now, I would just join it up. Yeah, we're not given a side length, but you should say these will cross around here somewhere. And now this one, we go here, across to 25 degrees. like so. Yeah, and that's that, and that is 70, and that is 25 degrees. You could also be asked which of these are acute angles. So, no, this is an acute angle and this is an acute angle. You may be asked for this angle as well. There could be like extra little bits to the question. So, yeah, it's drawing triangles using side, angle, side, or SAS, and angle, side, angle, ASA. Right, let's step it a bit more then. Oh, sorry, wrong. Next sheet now. My bad. Right, let's go and draw some more triangles. So, similar to before, slightly different triangle because we are giving side, angle, side like before, but we're given 100 degrees and obtuse. So I want to give you a variety of questions so you really see how different they can be. So side, angle, side, the information we're given. So here, we're going to go draw it down here, give myself a little space. 8 centimeters. And then 100 degrees. Hopefully I can fit this on at the top of the page. Might be tight. 100 degrees here. And this will be 9 centimeters. Do you know what? I am just going to go off the top of the page here, but I'll just do it up here instead. So normally I've gone a bit too low, a bit too high, but it should go a bit lower, but you'll see the gist of the triangle and how it should look. Yeah, so really that would be a bit higher up, and that'll be 9 centimeters up here, but it would look similar in exam as well. That it should look something similar to this. Okay, they wouldn't have this point way over it. It would look similar, but obviously this is drawn accurately. Okay, right, that's 100 degrees. Right, next one. Those that are watching, if you want to put in the comments for me what you call this triangle. So information we're given here is that side, angle, side, angle, side, angle. Or in a minute, you're going to see some that might be side, side, side. Okay. So this time we're given angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. So 5.5 centimeters. Now, if you've got a protractor rule, you can do this before I do it. Now, see how right you can be. So in an exam, you are given, you are timed in an exam. You've got an hour and a half to do the exam, so you need to try and do it as quick as you can. But obviously, in a sense, do take your time to make sure you get it right and double check. But you don't want to be taking time too long, okay? And spending, especially with a 3-mark question, it should be 3 minutes to work it out. And then 110, so all the way around 210. Like before, we're not given these sides. So then, like so, and then 40 degrees, like here, 40, and just join it up. And just, yeah. So you can see, as I was saying before, they look similar. Yeah, they are very similar looking. So this is 110 degrees, and that one is 40. Yeah, this is an acute angle. This is obtuse. Yeah. Right, now, compass time, okay? So next 2 triangles are using compasses. Just having a quick drink. So have a little look at those. Have a think, how would you be able to do those 2 questions? So we're just given sides. What our students tend to do, they'll just draw an 8 centimeter line, they'll just draw a 6 anywhere, and then they'll draw a 7, but they think that it all matches up. Then when I actually come to measure it with my ruler, it's not actually accurate at all. Okay, so I'm going to have to use pencil for this one because you're using a compass, but I'll do the baseline in pen so you see. Right, 8 centimeters. First, the bottom. Or here, 8 centimeters, like so. Now, the next bit is 6 centimeters. What I would do is I would measure 6 centimeters with your ruler like this, and then just mark off 6 centimeters away, like I've done there. So it's going to go into that triangle a little bit. And then with your compass, point a bit on the end, pencil up here, like so. I'll try and move it so you can see on the camera. And then you're just going to draw an arc. I'm just going to turn the paper a little bit to help me. Like so. I've got a video that goes through this as well, if you haven't seen it before. I do talk through it as well in that question. Yeah, it's called Drawing Triangles. Maybe after this live stream, I'll put a card in it so you can click on it if you want to, a bit more extra help. Right, so that's 6 centimeters. Now I'm going to draw another arc at 7 centimeters, and they should cross probably somewhere up here. You can, if you want to, get your ruler and do what I'll do at this time and measure 7 centimeters like this. So instead of drawing it on with a ruler, putting a dot, you can just measure 7 centimeters like that. Yeah. But then don't touch this now. Don't adjust that. So put the point of it on the end and then draw an arc like so. Now make sure don't join this bit to the point or this bit. Okay. Make sure you use the sides and then join it up. And there you are. Okay. So that will be 6 centimeters and that'll be 7. Yeah. Just to make sure. So if you did this in an exam, you've got time to check it at the end. I'll be measuring your sides to make sure you can see that one is 6 and this one should be 7. There you go. It is. In the exam, they are looking for these construction lines. If them construction lines or arcs aren't there, then you can lose marks and not get it. Okay, so it's really important. Right, next one. So this one, slightly different. I'll just move this up here so you can get a bit more better view. Right, construct the triangle space below, but shown below isosceles triangle. I don't know if you can see that word quite in your camera too well. I have to zoom out so you get a look at it. It's isosceles. I'll just go a little bit closer for this one. There you go. It should be a bit better. Isosceles. It does say in the question as well that you got these two sides here. So you know they're the same. They're both 6 centimeters. Yeah. Just look for those little things that might catch you out. Right. Same again. So 8 centimeter line. 8 centimeters here. Label it as you go. So you keep it. If you don't label it as you go, you might get easily confused and get yourself all mixed up and forget where you're at. And especially in exam where it's pressure, you need to keep up and find little tricks to help you. And now 6 centimeters. So from here, 6 centimeters. And then I will just go point a bit there, pencil right here, and then draw it like that. Yeah. And then because I know, well, that's 6 centimeters there, it's an isosceles triangle, I don't necessarily need to measure it again. I can just put the point here and then go again. Yeah. Oh, it's great to see more people coming watching as well. I can see countdown how many people or countable even are watching. Do throw a comment in, say hello. Any topics you want me to cover in my next stream, do put them in the comments and I can make sure to include that, okay? Or make a video on that. Right, and then join it up. I'll use a pen, this one. So make sure you're from here, where they intersect, and join it up. This is accurately drawing triangles. Yeah, as you can see, they are 6 centimeters. And then use a ruler to make sure, and you can clearly see they are 6 centimeters. Yeah, I will at the end of this live stream. I do put the recorded version onto my YouTube channel, and I will add chapters as well for people that might have missed it, or you can go straight to certain bits that you want. Right then, let's go on to next question. So we've done all the drawing triangles. Oh, just for those before, these are called SSS, which is side, side, side. Yeah, and that's how they are referred to. Okay, because you might be asked about questions to congruency if triangles are the same. They might ask you how those triangles are the same or congruent, and use side, 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 or SSS. Right now, so only compasses again. So use ruler and compasses to construct the perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular means where two lines meet at a right angle, okay, or 90 degrees. And really clearly it says you must show clearly all your construction arcs. Yeah, that's what I was on about before, them arcs. Really key that we get them in. Otherwise, if you just draw a line, you won't get any marks, okay? Maybe one if you're lucky. So you don't have to do this bit, but what I tend to tell my students, if you want to, join it up the dots here. Sometimes it's already a line, like some questions I've got coming later, there might already be a line there, but I'll just join it up, which makes it a bit easier. And as it's a bit diagonal, this line, you can turn the paper as well to help you. Yeah, because sometimes it might be turned like this, and that just makes it harder for yourself. I would turn it. Yeah, as much as you want to. And now with this one, point here. Now what I'll say, make sure that your pencil is past halfway. There's a reason for this, because if you did it below halfway, your arcs aren't going to cross. So you need to make sure you're past halfway. Specifically, it doesn't matter, just past halfway, and then do construction lines. Importantly, a really sharp pencil is key for this. If your pencil isn't very sharp, it'll just go everywhere. Okay. And now, really important step. I'm going to move the pointy bit to this end of the line, but I'm not going to adjust this. Yeah, I'm going to keep that the same. I'm going to move it over, but don't adjust it. Point here, compass, and turn. If I didn't do the compass past halfway, these lines wouldn't cross. And what you end up with, you'll end up, if this is your line that you're trying to bisect, you end up with something like this. Yeah, if you don't do it past halfway. So it's really important we do that. And then use your ruler and join this up and make sure they go through. Now that should be a right angle. Just to show you, with my protractor, that is a right angle. Yeah, you can clearly see from 0, follow it round, 90 degrees. Yeah, clearly a right angle. And that is what we're looking for. But you must have these construction lines, and they want to see these points here. Okay, right. Next one. Using ruler compasses, construct the bisector of angle ABC. Yeah, bisect an angle. Bisect means just splitting something equally. Yeah, bisector. It did say that on this question as well. Yeah, bisector there. Bisector means just splitting equally. Equally. Yeah. Keep checking the camera, make sure you can still see it. Okay, so I would think how we're going to do this. There's two ways to do this question. So the main one that a lot of teachers teach that might have happened in your school is this one, where compass point to the end. The length of this isn't as essential. You don't necessarily need to be past halfway, just a good amount, because if you do it too close, you're going to be doing little tiny arcs, and that's where you can make mistakes. I tend to make it a bit bigger. Yeah. And then like here, cross, like so. You want to make sure it goes through both areas here. Yeah, really important. These bits it goes through. And then don't adjust this. Keep it the same. And then go again like this. And then keep the points here. And go again. Yeah. And now we can see we clearly need to go through here. So then all we do is join it up using, I'll use my ruler. This one. Let's draw a line from here to here. And that is called an angle bisector. Yeah, because these distance here on both sides should be exactly the same distance right the way through the shape. And that's method one on how to do this. Yeah, the most common way teachers show you. Well, method, only about a year ago, I learned a new method, which I started teaching my students lately. And I think it's a bit easier. Okay, I'm going to show you on this one. This is method 2. So that's on an acute angle. Even though this is obtuse, it's still exactly the same. Okay, right. So method 2. Compass here, like so. What I might do is I'm going to, just to make it a bit easier, I'm just going to extend these lines here. And you can do this in exam as much as you want to. Extend those lines there, because that way, and you'll see why in a second, it makes it a bit easier. Yeah. See, that way, it's going to make it a lot easier now. So I don't have to be as tiny, do like a little tiny arc. So, like so. So similarly for this one, and now I'm going to make it a little bit bigger this time and do the same thing again. And then all I do this time, I'm going to join opposite corners like so. So I'm drawing this corner to this corner to this corner, and then draw a line straight through. So there you go. I'll show you now. There's 2 methods. Method 1, method 2. I've usually always done this, but then this method's just starting creeping up now. Some people go to this. I think that's probably a bit easier to remember because you don't have to move your compass around as much. You can just do it here, then make it a bit bigger and do it there. Yeah, it's up to you. Doesn't matter if it's an obtuse angle or an acute angle, what you're doing it to. Right then, so that's bisecting angles. Let's take it a bit further into more loci. Okay, so let's. So, well, got more bisecting first, just before we go into loci. So, slightly different this one. I'll use a ruler and compasses to construct the perpendicular to the line segment AB. Really importantly, it wants to pass through point P. And this is what makes it a little bit more tricky. I'm just going to try and get it a bit closer. There we go. Right. Because this time, you can't just bisect it right in the middle. Yeah, it doesn't want that. You might get a mark for doing something, but it specifically wants you to go through that point. Okay. Which makes it a bit more difficult. So, but we can do it. There is a way. Yet again, what I'm going to do to make it easier, get my ruler. I'm going to make this line a bit longer. Does not matter if you do this in the test. You can do anything you want to make it easier for yourself. However, you won't gain marks for doing that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do, compass point here. And then I'm going to do an arc here. And then an arc on this side. You can do a full circle if you want to all the way around, but then you've just got more lines that might make it more confusing. Then all you do now, you're just going to focus specifically on this area now. Okay? And then you're going to do what you did before. And you're going to use these points here. Yeah. So compass point. Make sure I'll go past halfway. Yeah, because otherwise they're not going to cross in a minute. Past halfway. And then big arc. Then don't adjust this. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Point here. Past halfway. There you go. And then join it up. And as you can see there, it has gone straight through that point, which is what you want. And we can measure it just to prove it is 90 degrees. Yeah, that's exactly what they want in this question, which makes it a bit more challenging. Right, next one. So it always says use ruler compasses. It normally always tells you to use compass. That's kind of your hint on what you need to do to construct the perpendicular from the line segments AB to the point C. So instead of the point being on the line, the point is now off the line. Yeah. And they don't always put the point in the center because they know people might get lucky and just do it as they normally would. So this time, always put the pointy bit onto here. Do you know, actually, just like before, I'm going to make the line a bit longer just to make it easy for myself. So made the line a bit longer. Point here. And then just like that. Yeah, so I've done like a bit of a smiley face arc, yeah? Point here. Like this. You have to do it long enough, though. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. You have to do it long enough, though, to make sure you get these points of contact here. Yeah, you really need those intersections. That's essential to have those. Yeah. And then all you're going to do is do exactly the same as what you did before. And you're going to bisect it. So point here, all the way like this. Point here, all the way like this. And that's it. And then going to go through like this. So I've not been accurate enough there. Yeah, it should. Oh, yeah, because I did my point. I was slightly off my compass, but it would go through the middle. Yeah, my compass was slightly off. Then I might have moved my compass by accident. But yeah, that is a technique for doing that one. I was me being a bit clumsy and moving my compass. Right, so that's our bisector stuff. Now we are going to look at loci. This is our last bit, okay? I might do some more stuff at the end, maybe, okay? Right, locus. But yeah, I've got a couple of questions to go. But if you have a comment, put a comment in and say, oh, sir, can you quickly just, well, you don't say sir, but Master Jacko, just quickly show me this, okay? And if it takes me a minute, I'll just quickly make it, okay? Right, draw a locus of all the points 3 centimeters from the line below. So here's our line. So 3 centimeters. Trick on this one, because you can't do what people try to do is just draw a line. Well, the line's already there, then draw a box around it. And that is a big no. Yeah, we can't do that, okay? it has to be a curve. Yeah, because these diagonals here will not be exactly 3 centimeters. So it's got to be curved. And that's what we're going to try and replicate here. So I would first, with our ruler, be measuring 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters there. 3 centimeters here. I'll go around like this and measure 3 centimeters. And then the last bit, like that. So I've got all my points now that I'm going to join up. And then all I do is here. It doesn't matter which side you do first. Oh, I don't think you can quite see there. So I'm going to quickly draw this so I know my hand's blocking the camera a little bit. Obviously, see what I'm doing. I'm just, all I do is put my compass point there and then draw an arc to those points. I'm going to do exactly the same thing now on the other side, okay? So I'm going to put compass points here. And then I'm going to draw an arc like this. Yeah. And now I've got those two arcs, and now I'm going to join them up. I'll use a pen so you can see a bit easier. And then join up those points like this. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, it's like that. It doesn't matter as long as you've got this. So it's kind of like a racetrack. Yeah, you don't see rectangular racetracks, okay? They're always curved like this. So that way now, wherever you measure your ruler, that will always be 3 centimeters all the way around. Yeah, same with that side. Always 3 centimeters all the way around. And that's the point, okay? Whereas if that was like a right angle there, it wouldn't be, which is why you have to do it like this. Okay, let's go on to next one. Right, bit more tricky this one. We're applying both skills that we've just done, okay? So A and B are 2 points. Shade the region, yeah, this is a key word to look out for, which contains those points which are both closer to A than to B and less than 5 centimeters from B. Okay, so have a little think about that one. So this is where it's less than 5 centimeters. So we're going to have to do something at point B here. That's 5 centimeters away. So ruler, pen, 5 centimeters. It doesn't specifically matter where you do that point. I'm just doing a couple of points so I know if I'm on the right track when I use my compass in a moment. Right, it should go through both of them. Pointy part on B. And then go all the way around. What I'm going to do to make it a bit easier, I'm just going to spin the paper like so. Yeah, sometimes people find this a little bit easier to do. There you go. Right, so all the points less than 5 centimeters from B are going to be this way. Yeah, are going to be towards this way. However, now we've done one bit, but closer to A and less than 5 from B. This is where we have to do, we've done loci. Now we're going to do our bisector, okay? And for this one, I'm not going to join the dots up this time. Doesn't matter if you did. I'm just not going to, just because it's one less line that might confuse me. But I do need to do my arc, so. My arc here. So honest, I actually could have used that line if I wanted to and kept it the same distance, 5 centimeters, but not essential. So I've done my bisector there. And join up. Importantly, make sure you go through the whole circle like this. So now you got to think, right, where am I shading him? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to rub out this line here so you can see it a bit easier. It's fine if you do it in an exam, by the way. It's absolutely fine because you can see I've left my other ones there. And I'm just doing this just so you can see it a bit easier. Right. So now you've got to think which area of this are points less than 5 from B, but closer to A. And you should find it is this bit right here. That is the region. Yeah. Because all this is less than 5 from B, but also closest point to A. And that is it. Oh, this little bit down here. Yeah. Right. And that is all my questions today on protractors, compasses, loci. If there are any questions at all, please do put in the comments or comment on a community tab or anything, and I can possibly put it in my next live stream or make another video. Okay. So this has been Master Jacko. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.